There's so much new Spider-Man tech that came into the game with season 1.5, and we need to talk about it, man. This first tech took me about 40 minutes to get a full grasp on, so I'm going to talk about it for quite a minute here because it is honestly pretty complicated. So this is what it looks like. As you can see, you are skipping the get over here animation and going straight into the get over here uppercut. Now, if I do get over here and spam uppercut, that is what that looks like. But if I do this new tech, as you can see, it is pretty ridiculous, man. The only problem is it does put you below the opponent, so it could cause for some complications there. However, it definitely has its applications, and even if you come in fast like that, you are going to be able to get eliminations pretty quickly if your opponent is on low health. So how do you do this tech relatively consistently? Well, how do you do this tech at all, as a matter of fact? Well, what you do is you press get over here and uppercut back to back very fast. Get over here first. If I show you my keyboard here, don't mind my hog hands, this is what it looks like. If you just press get over here and then uppercut like this, as you can see, it doesn't work. It has to be so ridiculously fast that honestly, I don't even know if it's worth doing, especially if you have your get over here set to E and your uppercut set to F, because what happens is you have to take your hands off of the W and D key. However, I found a bind to get this down pretty consistently so that you don't just have to consistently go like that, because it's kind of ridiculous, man. I know it might not look like much, but I promise you, you have to do it so fast. Like, it's stupid. You're basically pressing the keys at the same time and yet pressing get over here before the uppercut, which, as you could imagine, is pretty impossible. So what you can do is go into settings and go into your Spider-Man settings and set get over here targeting to your top mouse button. So right here, get over here targeting to your top mouse button, and then amazing combo to your lower mouse button. Now let me explain why I think this works so well. If you have a mouse like mine, you have two buttons on the side. Your top mouse button is going to be your get over here, and your bottom mouse button is going to be your uppercut. Now, when you're having your hand on your mouse, as you can see, there's going to be a slight arch in your thumb, which means if you want to press both of these buttons at the same time, you're going to have to unarch your thumb like this. So if you go to press them both at the same time, you are just barely going to press that top button faster from my experience, which means if you go to press them at the same time, if you are going to press them at the same time, most of the time you are going to get the tech. Now, sometimes one or the other is going to come out, and that is definitely going to punish you greatly. But as long as you return to that arch and you try to hit them both at the same time, bearing in mind that you do actually want to hit that top button first, most of the time I have found you are going to successfully do this tech. Now let's talk about applications of this tech. One of my favorite combos to do on Moon Knight or other 250 health characters that don't have a lot of movement is this right here. You just do a web, pull towards them, uppercut, two tracers like that. And here's what it would look like with the tech. Is it worth doing? Obviously, it is a lot faster, but the problem is, and this is like the only problem with this, it is so ridiculously hard to get this timing down, man. I'm not gonna lie. It is so precise. And the fact that I've done it 3 times in a row while I'm talking about it right now is nothing less than a miracle, because a lot of the time, as you can see, you're going to get a get over here just like that, or you're going to get an uppercut. It is an absolutely broken tech that every Spider-Man needs to know, but is it worth doing? That is completely up to you. If you can get it down successfully, I do think it has its benefits, but when is it 100% worth doing? I do think there is one situation I have in mind, and that is when someone is one hit like this, and you have them marked with a tracer, you're going to be able to kill them so fast, dude. If they're at like half health and you can just come in, like look at that, dude. That took him out, and that was so quick. If he's at this health right now, tracer. That's so insane, dude. It's literally a one-shot combo. Now imagine it with the symbiote. With the symbiote, let's just simulate a little drop on Moon Knight. Oh my gosh, it's so ridiculously fast, man. But you do have to be careful, because something that I have had happen to me many times is that right there. You're gonna go try to hit them with the symbiote while you're in the animation, and it's not going to fully kill them. So you do have to wait until that animation is completely finished, or rather the uppercut is finished. So that'll obviously look like this. You do have to wait a second. Bear in mind that the uppercut has to fully send them into the air before you hit them with that symbiote, or you're going to get that, which I'm assuming is just the get over here not registering as a hit. Now, another thing to note is that if you do this from far away, if you are like right here, you're actually going to get sent in doing an uppercut, but unfortunately it doesn't absorb the tracer, so it actually just does the same amount of damage as if you were to do a get over here. So this is absolutely pointless. Zero usage. The next tech is this backwards flip. Now, unfortunately, it is a lot easier to do on lower FPS, which is why my game looks absolutely terrible right now. As you can see, basically, you do a web cancel like you're doing a B-hop. So you just web on the ground, shoot a cluster while you're holding backwards. And then once you double jump on lower frames, sometimes you'll get, I mean, look at this, dude. It's just broken. You'll not only get this extremely glitchy momentum, but if you can successfully do it backwards like that, you get that nonsense. Now, obviously, people don't play on 30 frames. Maybe if you're playing on 60 frames, you can also see some success doing this. But what happens sometimes is you will be able to get some pulls off of the map if you can master this going backwards, which, I mean, as you can see, I cannot, especially on 60 frames. Before I talk about probably the most useful tech I'm going to cover in this video, I want to talk about the momentum glitch. No matter what frame rate you are on, a very similar tech to the one I just showed you is just going close to a wall and pressing your web zip. You are going to get flying to the right every time. Now, is this extremely useful? No, but you can definitely use it in some situations. Most of you have probably ran into this just playing the game, as sometimes it gets in the way and it's extremely annoying. I just think it's worth noting as a option. I mean, Spider-Man is all about just utilizing your position to do different things, and you know, maybe sometimes you can find a use for this depending on what you're doing. The final tech I want to talk about in this video, and probably the most useful one, is how to pull people off of the map after the big momentum changes. So if you don't know, because I don't even think it was covered in the patch notes, Spider-Man got some huge changes to his momentum. Now you move a lot faster and a lot further. What this means is that if you are someone who got a lot of value off of pulling people off of the map, you're going to have a lot harder time doing that because you're just going to be out of range because you move so fast. But what you can actually do to pull people off of the map despite the huge momentum changes is this right here. Basically, once you do a normal B-hop, after the jump, just do a double jump. And because there was such a big momentum change, you're going to carry some momentum from the B-hop even after doing a double jump, but you are going to slow down significantly. So what you can do is a B-hop, double jump, uppercut, and then maybe you will be able to get the pull. Obviously, this range is not the best for a pull. You want to be a lot further, but I want to show you how applicable this double jump tech can actually be. So if I look pretty close to the ground, not too far away, and I just do a double jump into an uppercut, I kill a lot of my momentum and it's smooth sailing, man. It's going to be an easy grab for me. I have total control over my momentum as long as I do that double jump, and that is going to allow me to pull people a lot easier even after the momentum changes. So this is your go-to after they change the momentum. Unless, of course, maybe the next Necros is watching this video right now, and in that case, I would go for this instead. Yeah, I pulled him off the map. That was crazy. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed, and I will see y'all boys later.